And I feel like this Snow White movie definitely surprised me. And another disclaimer, this is my opinion, so don't try to put anything to the story that may have like changed the story like tremendously. Hey y'all, welcome back to another video, and as you can see by the title today, I am going to be doing a movie review about the new Snow White movie that just came out. And yeah, this is going to be a new series that is going to be going on my channel where I basically review movies, TV shows, books, etc. And I basically just review them because I feel like I watch a lot of movies and a lot of shows. So, and I read a lot. So, I just feel like I have a lot of thoughts about different things that I watch or read. So, I might as well just share them with you. So, let's get into it. So, as you guys know, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which was Disney's first animated, full feature-length animated film, basically. And now it got a remake or a live-action remake in theaters. So, with this live-action remake, as you know from Disney's history of live-action remakes, it's either a hit or miss. And I feel like this Snow White movie definitely surprised me. Yeah, we're just gonna start off from like I'm just gonna start off by like doing like little parallels that I saw from like the Snow White animated movie and this movie, and then kind of like put it all together basically, or like try to like put it somehow together or something like that. But either way, neither here nor there. Try to put it all together either way. But basically, I would say that this like live action of Snow White, to me, I also disclaimer, I'm not about to be, for me, I'm okay with Disney doing live action remakes. I'm not really on the whole train of like, oh, I don't want Disney to do live action remakes. Da 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 da. I'm not really on that train. I actually do want to see like my characters that I see in animated films like actually be recreated in live action. I just feel like Disney has definitely kind of missed the mark when it comes to live action remakes and kind of like missed it, but I feel like they're still like in their beginning stages of that or whatever. But basically, let's start with this whole parallels between the animated movie and this live action movie. So, with the parallels, I feel like this live action Snow White, I would say, me personally, and this is my opinion, again, another disclaimer, this is my opinion. My opinion! Don't try to go off of my opinion or try to say that my opinion is invalid. This is my opinion. But either way, I feel like this live action Snow White definitely followed the material. I feel like it definitely followed the material that was given and didn't try to move away from that material. As I was watching the movie, I watched this movie I think last week, and it's like today is Thursday, March 27th. So I watched this like I think last week, so like March 15th, March somewhere in between like last week basically, and it's next week and it's like basically I'm doing this review like the next week after the week I watched the movie. But I was taking videos of the movie and taking notes as well because I wanted to do this review. But basically, as I was watching the movie, it definitely followed the material like to a T. Like I would say that it didn't really like move away from like the material or anything like that. And also I definitely did like how they didn't really go into like that, oh, independent girl, da da da. Like I feel like the press before this movie came out, I feel like it made everyone be skeptical of like, oh, this movie, they're finna change it to like a whole independent girl, she doesn't need no man, da da da. And I definitely see like the whole thing with like how the press before the movie came out was like all about just like, it was just very like, it made the movie seem like it was finna be something else. But I definitely do love how they didn't really stray away from like the actual material and actually didn't like try to change like Snow White and who she was, and try to change it to like a whole independent girl, like I don't need no man, da 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 da, whole thing or whatever. I definitely say that. The parallels, like I feel like from the beginning to the end, I definitely see like they definitely did added some stuff, but I feel like the stuff that was added would kind of help the story move on. Like from the like in the act one, like I feel like them adding like a backstory of like Snow White's parents and how she became like nice through her parents basically like instilling in her like, oh, be nice to this, be nice to this, because you're like the princess and all that. Like that, I feel like that was like a good, like it didn't straight, like it didn't put anything to the story that made it like change the story like tremendously, but it definitely like made the story kind of make sense, because I feel like the animated Snow White kind of like it just started like boom, like oh, Snow White was the fairest of them all, da da da, like it just kind of started like it just started like it looked like it just started like in the middle of something. So it was kind of cool that they gave like a backstory of like, oh, how Snow White became like a maid in her own like palace or whatever, da da da. And I definitely did like that about the movie. And I also feel like the movie, like the animated Snow White, I feel like it was definitely for its time, and it definitely didn't really like explain a lot, like from like the prince, and from like the prince not really having like a lot of lines, to just like Snow White's backstory and Snow how the Snow White came about and da da da. And mind you, I didn't really do like any research before I did this video.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
I did this video, so if you hear me like kind of like saying some stuff that is like, oh, that didn't happen in the animated movie, y'all can correct me in the comments, because I didn't really do like a lot of research. This is kind of like from memory, from like when I used to watch Snow White when I was little. So yeah, that's definitely on my part that I should have done research, but this is kind of like a last minute thing. So yeah, but either way, I feel like just the whole like them adding like different things into the into like the story to make it make more sense. That's what I definitely like did about the movie and all that. So yeah, so I definitely did like Waiting on a Wish, even though it was definitely different from like I'm Wishing. I don't know, like I'm Wishing definitely, I feel like I definitely see like how they definitely changed that, because I feel like I'm Wishing was like, I'm Wishing from like the animated film was like a song about like, oh, I'm wishing for the love that I want, I'm wishing for, oh, love and all that. And I feel like they changed it to I'm Waiting for a Wish to be like on that little like empowerment, like da da da. But I feel like, yeah, I feel like I feel like they still could have kept it, but I think they changed it to like the little duet that Richard Zegler and the male Jonathan, or like Snow White and Jonathan did in like their little duet or whatever. But Waiting on a Wish was still like a cute song. It was still cool. I still wanted to like hear like I'm Wishing, but I guess they took that away to like move into like modern times, I guess, or whatever. But it was still like a cool song, and it was still nice and cool. Mind you, I'm looking at my phone because, again, I didn't do no research for this film, so this is kind of like my research right now. But yeah, Andrew Burnap, sorry if I'm saying his name wrong, but Rachel Zegler and Andrew Burnap, like, hit their song, like, their duet, I feel like kind of replaced I'm Wishing, but like, either way, or like the little, oh, never mind. Actually, I feel like they did that to like go back to like the duet that Snow White and the Prince Charming did in the animated film, with like the little duet that they did when she was doing that I'm Wishing song or whatever. But yeah, who, I think there was other song, actually no, Gal Gadot's song, or like the Evil Queen song that she did, I feel like it was cool. Like I definitely did like Gal Gadot's like song, like with her like Evil Queen, like her and I forgot the name of the, hold on, let me look at my notes. Hold on, y'all. Fairest of them all, or at least that's what I called them in my notes. Like I just called the Evil Queen song like Fairest of them all, when she was like singing about like, oh, taking over the world or whatever, da da da. Like that was like her kind of like evil villain song or whatever. I mean, it was definitely cool, but I feel like the instrumentals were definitely helping Gal Gadot's like voice. Like I definitely could hear that Gal Gadot was like, she definitely was it was definitely like a cool song, and she was definitely like a nice cool singer, but I feel like the instrumentals were definitely like helping her like a lot. Like I definitely kept hearing the instrumentals and like the people who were harmonizing in the back more, but it was still like a cool song. It was still cool, it was so nice and whatever. um the I Ho song. It was cool. Like I definitely see like them adding. I definitely like liked it them adding like a few little lyrics here and there, and like them still keeping the I Ho song or whatever. Like I Ho, I Ho, I Ho, I Ho. Like that. It was definitely cool. Like I definitely like that little reference because it definitely gave me nostalgia of like me watching Snow White or whatever. But yeah. But another little thing is that I never really got them adding like the doors, like giving the doors like powers to like be able to mine, because those powers never came in handy again. Like I just didn't understand why they added that into the mix, because I feel like they didn't need to add that, but it was neither here nor there. Even though I just didn't really get that, because it's like they're mining like. And then also they incorporated like dig dig dig, like like the dig 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 dig, like that song into the I Ho song, which was it was cool, but I feel like they could have definitely just like separated it. But I'm like, either way, it was so like cool to just hear both songs in the movie or whatever. So yeah. um them changing, or let me still talk about the music because this is the music section. um Again, Evil Queen did the first of them all. That was still cool. Again, it was a cool song. It was whatever. The duet between Snow White and Jonathan was definitely cool. I definitely loved that because it showed like them starting to catch feelings for each other, and just like catching feelings for each other. And I just loved that because I was like scared that the movie would take away the love story like entirely, because I was like, oh, they're like fall, because just of like the other live action remakes, like
This for what?
Why not?
Why?
Why not?
Why though?
yeah, like Aladdin and like the other live action remakes still kept the love story, but I was just like, I was scared about this one because it's Snow White, like the whole movie was literally about the love story. So I was just like, like I was scared for like them to take away the love story, but they didn't, and I was like, oh, okay, they didn't take it away. Like I was so happy when I saw that, and I was so happy when they did the duet, and like it just showed them just falling for each other, and I was just like, yes, like yes, Disney, like you finally got the memo, like yes, like you finally got the memo. But it was like, it was still cool. Like I definitely did love that, and it was definitely nice and cool, and just it was cool to see. Like it was definitely cool to see. So yeah, and then the first song that played like in the beginning of the movie, Kingdom of the Fair, I'm gonna guess it's the name of the song, but I just kind of named the songs that I put in my notes just of like what they repeated or what I thought was the chorus. So it may not be the Kingdom of the Fair, it may be like some other song, but that's how I put it in my notes. So yeah, the first song that played at the beginning of the movie, which is Kingdom of the Fair, that one was a nice song because of the harmonizing, just everyone just like, it was just a nice song entirely, and I just definitely loved how, like, I just definitely loved that song more. Out of all the songs that I heard in the movie, Kingdom of the Fair was definitely the song that I definitely liked the most. Like it definitely was something that it was definitely the one that I liked the most. And yeah, I think that was all the songs that played in the movie. Um yeah, that was, yeah, I think that was all the songs I played in the movie. If I miss any, just put it in the comments that I missed that. But either way, from all the songs that I put in my notes, that's all the songs I put in my notes. So yeah, I could rank it based on like my ranking of like how I thought the songs went. I would definitely put number one as Kingdom of the Fair. Number two, something to do with you, with Snow White and Jonathan, and I will put I Ho and Dig 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 to be number three, and then number four I would do Fairest of Them All as like my little song that I was okay with. Like it wasn't like I was like, oh, I'm not, it wasn't it. Like I would say I was okay with the song. So yeah, but either way, that's like kind of all the four songs that I put in my notes. If I missed any songs, just put it in the comments section so that I can remember to like do whatever, like if I forget any, I forget any, basically. First change I saw was definitely, of course, the beginning of the movie when they introduced the king and queen. That change, I would say I wasn't angry at. I was okay with them actually giving a backstory of the mom and the dad and just showing like how they came about and how they died and all that. So I was okay with that. Um, um, Snow White still being like in the, like a servant at the castle, like her backstory of how she became a servant and how the queen like basically like took over like the whole place. Like I was okay with like I was just okay with the backstory of it all. Like just them giving more backstory into why the queen what took over the kingdom and why the princess was like a slave in our own little king in our own little palace or whatever. Like I was okay with that. So I was okay with the whole backstory or whatever. Um the whole thing of like Snow White just wanting to like take over the kingdom and wanting to be princess again. I was okay with that as well because like of course she's a princess. Like it's her kingdom. Like she's trying to take like I just feel like them giving a backstory about how like she became a slave in her own kingdom, like her kingdom is suffering, like she's trying to get her kingdom back. Like I feel like that whole backstory definitely helped like I guess make the movie more sense and give the movie like more like yeah it went into like the whole independent girl like oh she's trying to like I won't say like straight into the independent girl. I'll just say like a straight yeah, I don't think it went into that, but I either way, basically, that's another change that happened that I will say that I wasn't really mad at. I definitely wasn't mad at that at all. So yeah, her picking apples in the field when when the huntsman was supposed to kill her, I would say that I feel like throughout the whole movie, I feel like apples was like giving like symbolism or whatever to like how like she ate an apple whatever, and I feel like it was okay. Like I wasn't mad at the like symbolism of the apples, but I feel like just the whole like it just being always like put in our face like oh this is an apple 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 like we get it like we get it like we get it. But yeah, I was just like, okay, whatever. And then like the whole thing of like the huntsman like literally had to kill her while she's picking apples. I was just like, I don't know, that changed from like her instead of her picking flowers in the field, she decides to pick apples. Like it was like whatever. Like it was cool. It was I wasn't mad at that. And I definitely did like how the like the queen specifically told the huntsman to like take her to the field to like kill her instead of like in the movie or in the animated movie it just showed it the queen just said like oh take Snow White's heart and it just literally pans into Snow White in the field and the huntsman coming after her, which I mean like in the sense I feel like the animated movie kind of made it into a more scarier thing because Snow White didn't know that the huntsman was there. A live action movie like I feel like the live action movie kind of like definitely I feel like the live action movie was definitely cool. Like them putting a little thing with like the huntsman actually like took Snow White into the field instead of the huntsman like you know like creeping behind her. I feel like it was still cool because at the end of the day they still made her like oh be nice to him by giving him an apple or like offering him an apple, which kind of like made him feel guilty about him trying to kill her, which I'm like yeah, it definitely was cool. Like I definitely say like I definitely like that change too. Whereas like he just kind of like couldn't do it because of like how nice she was. Which I'm like, yeah, that's I definitely say that that was cool. That was cool. That was definitely cool. Um Next I would say the next change that I was the animals. I was so happy that the animals weren't like creepy looking. And this is not really like a change, but I feel like it's a change on Disney's part and the animation. Like I feel like it was just a change in Disney's part because they didn't like make the animals look creepy looking or look way too real. And I definitely loved that. The dwarfs, I would say that when they first I feel like there was definitely like a big misconception about the dwarves and how like everyone thought that they were finna be like the little basically I feel like a lot of people thought that they were finna be the bandits but they weren't, and I feel like that was a very I feel like that was a very slick move on Disney's part because they made us really think that the bandits was like the doors, which they weren't, and that was the funniest part because I was like, wow, like they really like it was funny, but I feel like the doors weren't as like. I actually was happy about the doors because I feel like the doors didn't stray away from like their animated counterparts. Like they still were like they just didn't change. They didn't change their personalities to try to fit into like the modern times or whatever. Like I was happy about the change. I was happy that they didn't change the doors. Like I was happy about that. But this is about changes though. So I should not be straying away from the changes in the movie. But either way, oh yeah, them adding again, like I said in my music section, when they made the doors like have powers in their hands, I just didn't get that change at all. Like I don't understand why they need powers to mine. But either way, it was I just didn't like that change. That change was okay, but I just didn't like why. I just didn't know why they would want to put that change in. Like I just didn't get that change at all. So I always put this change as like an okay change, but I just didn't get it. So yeah. But either way, um the another change, dopey talking. I despise it. I don't like dopey talking. Like I this that change is the one change that I just don't like. And some people might say like, "Oh, it's cool for dopey to talk." No. Like I no. No. But either way, neither here nor there. I just no, I just didn't like that change at all. But it's whatever. The second change about the doors and Snow White was like they changed like Snow White's relationship from like close relationship from being from angry to dopey, which I mean like that change wasn't really like it wasn't like I won't say it was a bad change, but I would say like it was kind of like because I feel like the whole purpose of like Snow White and angry I think his name. Hold on, let me fact check just to make sure that I'm not saying angry or grumpy. There we go. So I'm not trying to sorry, not angry, grumpy. I feel like the whole purpose of like Snow White and Grumpy's relationship was the simple fact that like Grumpy was grumpy and he didn't like anyone, but Snow White kind of like made him into like being like not made him, but like kind of was nice to him, and like he kind of like stopped being like a little bit grumpy, and that was like his whole thing. Like like him being grumpy was like him like Snow White like making him like not really that much grumpier. Like it was kind of like that. So I just but like I definitely did get how I definitely did like see why they tried to change it, because of the simple fact like I feel like Dopey was kind of like the outcast, not the outcast, but like the one that people like the doors kind of like made fun of, and like kind of like was like laughed at mostly by the by his like little friends or whatever. So like him and like Snow White's relationship like made sense because like Snow White was trying to like Snow White saw like he was kind of like an outcast basically, and she just kind of helped him or whatever. So or like made or become friends with him or whatever. So I was like, okay, like it made sense. But I feel like I definitely do like Grumpy and Snow White's like little thing or relationship better. Like I like the animated version better than the live action. But I won't say like this change was like bad or was like I despised it or whatever. Like I would just say like it was okay. So yeah, I'll put that in the okay tier. Next thing I would say is Snow White not really helping in the cleaning. When they were doing like the whistle while you work thing, while they were cleaning the house, like, and just seeing how Snow White, the whole actually no, let me stop. The whole change between Snow White not using the animals to clean and just using the doors, I would say that that was an okay change as well, even though I definitely did love the whistle while you work with Snow White and the animals in the animated version. I won't say that the doors helping with the cleaning was like a bad change, or was like it was like a very like I would say it was a very interesting take on the like thing. I won't say it's interesting take because it is their house, so like, and them not cleaning their house is like what are you doing? Like, it's your house. So like it makes sense why they would make that change, and I feel like they also made that change because I feel like they didn't want to animate like the animals like cleaning up. But like either way, I would say this is an okay change as well. I won't say like it was a bad change. Yeah, I just feel like, And also like Snow White not really helping at all. She was just like standing around singing, which I'm like, hey, like it's not her house too. So it's like it's not her house. So like I definitely do see like how she's just like, oh, singing, like helping them like actually clean up their house. So like I get that, I guess. But either way, that change is like in the okay tier as well. Um Another change, the bandits. Jonathan, hold on. Actually, Jonathan's name, him being changed from Prince Charming to Jonathan. I mean, the way that the movie kind of made like the way that the movie was set up, I definitely would say that his name change was kind of like, it was whatever. Like I won't say like it was bad. I will also put that in the okay tier as well. A lot of these changes are going to be in the okay tier because I'm like, half of the stuff that happened in the movie was like okay. Like it wasn't like anything like spectacular, like oh amazing. Like no, it was kind of like okay. But yeah, his name change, I would say like it was whatever because I feel like it's whatever. Like I feel like them, yeah, it was just his name change was whatever. But another thing, also the sun is coming out, so if you guys see like a little bit of sun coming in, the sun is coming out. So yeah. But another change was the bandits. Again, because of how the movie went about with like how like, oh, like there were bandits because of the simple fact that the evil queen was taking over the kingdom. They like there was people that was trying to rebel against her. Like it made sense. So I would say the bandits was also like an okay change because of like how the story went about. So it wasn't really like anything tremendously bad or anything like that. So yeah. The Whistle While You Work song, it was okay. I would say they didn't put a modern take on it, which like of course they did, but it was definitely okay. Like it was cool, whatever. But that's in the music tier, so I should not be talking about the music tier in the changes tier. But like either way, or the changes category. But either way, another change I would say is Snow White helping the bandits like take down like the evil queen's henchmen or the evil queen's like soldiers, which I mean like it wasn't bad or anything. Again, it was okay. Like I would put that in the okay tier as well because it wasn't anything bad. I would say the change that I did like was like them adding more like development in Snow White's and Jonathan's relationship. I definitely did like that. I would definitely put that in the good tier because I feel like them adding more just development in the relationship instead of them just meeting for the first time and then all of a sudden she gets whisked into his like palace or whatever. I definitely did like that change or whatever. So yeah, that was a definitely good change that I liked a lot because I definitely did wanted to see that love story in that movie, and they did. So I definitely did love that. Like I definitely did love that. So yeah. The way the queen got defeated was very anticlimactic, and it was very like it just didn't make any sense to me because how are you gonna tell me that the way the evil queen died is basically her breaking her mirror and her getting sucked into the mirror? Like I just didn't get that. Like that ending was very anticlimactic and just very like wow. Like it just didn't give what it needed to give. Like I feel like the animated version was definitely like cool. Like the whole like oh she got off a cliff or whatever. Like the doors came after her because she like killed Snow White. Like the doors came after her and she literally fell off a cliff and the Volturi basically the vultures I say anyways the vultures basically came down and basically ate her body up or whatever. So I feel like that like the animated version was definitely more climactic than the live action one because the way the evil queen died was just kind of like oh like that's how she died. Like oh it was just very like, and it was just a simple fact that the mirror literally said that she wasn't the fairest of them all again, which I mean like that makes I guess like it gave like a callback to like of like her just being so obsessed with being the fairest of them all, and I'm just like yeah, but I'm like it just didn't make any sense. The clothing section is really going to be really quick because there really wasn't anything like, or this is going to be the clothing and basically the whole design of the how the story look of how the movie looked basically. Let's start with the Evil Queen. The Evil Queen was her outfits were okay. Like, I won't say that it was bad or anything like that. Like, I'm not really keen on like having like anything bad or anything like that. Like, it was cool. I just feel like her face, like, I just feel like, not, first of all, no, like, Gaga is definitely a beautiful woman. Like, don't play with her. But I definitely say like the clothing, I don't know, the whole latex look of the Evil Queen, like, it was cool, but I don't know, just I don't know, the latex, and then like her last outfit before she died, with the little like green and purple, like with the little green and purple, I don't know, like, it was cool, but I just didn't, I don't know. Like, I feel like they definitely should have done like a lot more with her clothing. I feel like in the first half when they brought like when she first came in, I feel like that was definitely cute. Like, her just having her hair down and just like showing that, oh, she was like a little, she was a nice little woman, but she really was an evil person in general. And I was okay with that. Like, I definitely did like that. It was okay with that and whatever. But either way, I would say like her clothing choices in this movie, it was okay. Snow White's outfit when she first when she was like when she first screwed up, like when she was just still in the kingdom, like being a, like basically being a servant in in her own palace. The pink, I definitely did like that, because like the pink little dress, it wasn't anything like, or like rose, I think it was pink, it was like a pink rose type of look. It wasn't anything bad. It wasn't anything bad. Like, I definitely did like that. It wasn't anything like too crazy, too bad, too anything like that. It was still cool. It was nice. Jonathan's outfit was basically just a blue jacket and blue pants, and he wore that for like the whole entire movie, which was like okay, like it was cool, it's whatever. Like, the only time he really changed out of it was when he got like
Oh, Lord have mercy.
basically he was just wearing very like casual wear, like very like a jacket, and like it was basically giving like Robin Hood, basically. Like, he was basically like your Robin Hood, like the person who steals from the rich, who gives to the poor. Like, his ensemble was giving that. So I would definitely say like that for him, like for him and his character, I would definitely say like that was okay. Like, it wasn't anything like bad or anything. Like, his outfit was definitely giving that. So I would just say, yeah. Snow White's actual like outfit that everyone knows, everyone loves, da da da. I will say that they didn't do bad on it. Now, I won't say that it was like Cinderella from 2015, like good or whatever. Like, I won't say that it was like anything like too like crazy or whatever, but I would definitely say that they definitely did their thing on it. Like, I definitely say like it wasn't like too bad to the point where it was like, oh, like what is she wearing? Like, it wasn't giving like Beauty and the Beast basically. Okay, let me stop hating. Let me stop doing that. Let me stop being shady. Let me stop being shady. But either way, I just say like I would say like I didn't like her shoes. I don't know. Like, I definitely did get why she would wear those shoes though, because like she was walking in the woods, she was walking like this, so like her wearing heels would make zero sense. So yeah, and I feel like, yeah, it would just make zero sense for her to be walking in heels. So yeah, the Doors outfits, it was not, the Doors outfits were cool, they were nice, they weren't anything too bad, too shabby, too anything like that. So it was cool. The Bandits outfits were okay as well. I won't really talk about them too much because they weren't really prominent in the movie like that, but like the outfits were cool as well. I just feel like it was just typical bandit, typical like, I don't know. It was also going with like Jonathan's outfit with like the Robin Hood, like steal from the poor, steal from the rich, still go. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But like, yeah, set design of like the whole movie, it was definitely cool. Like, it was definitely like a little bit gloomy. Like, I feel like they were definitely relying on natural light, I think. But I definitely say like the set design was definitely like very happy, very nice. Like, even when it was evil, when it was like gloomy, it still gave that magical feeling and magical feel to it. So I definitely did like how the set design didn't stray away from like having that magical, having that really nice feel. Even at the end of the movie when they were like singing with each other and wearing all white, the set design was still cool then. It was just very happy, very gloomy, not gloomy, but very like nice, very like very happy and whatever. I just didn't like how everyone was wearing whites. Like, it was the set design and like everyone wearing white was cool, whatever, but it just didn't make any sense. Because why is everyone wearing whites? Like, and it wasn't like wearing white for like a marriage or anything. Like, Jonathan and like Snow wasn't getting married. It was just everyone was just wearing white, and it just made zero sense. Because it's like people can have fun without wearing whites. Why is everyone wearing whites? But either way, it was, I guess it was still cool, whatever. Like, they literally made a white version of like Snow White's outfit and Jonathan's outfit, which was like, okay, like y'all could have easily made another outfit. Like, y'all could have literally made like Snow White's. It just like it just made zero sense. Like, I just felt like they could have easily made Snow White's little like deathbed outfit and just literally made that into that, instead of just making literally a white version of like the blue and yellow dress that that Snow White wears. Like, it just made zero sense, like, at all. So in general, my grade for the set design and the outfits would be definitely like a C, or like a good or tier, okay tier ranking. It isn't like, it wasn't anything too bad, too shabby, anything like that. So So, my final thoughts on this whole little shebang of this movie. I would say that this movie was okay. I won't say that it was, actually no, I would say that it was good, actually. Let me stop with saying okay. It was definitely good. I won't say that it was like the best thing I ever saw in like, I won't say like it was Cinderella like 20. Okay, let me stop referencing other Disney movies. But either way, I would say like it was definitely like a good movie. I won't say that it was bad or anything like that. I won't say that it was like so terrible to the point where it was like bad, but I would definitely say that it was definitely like a good movie. Would I rewatch it though? I would say that I would definitely will rewatch it. Like, even from like, it was definitely like a good movie that you could definitely rewatch. So in general, I would say that this movie was a very good movie, a very well done. I would say out of all the live action remakes that Disney has been putting out in like the last 5 years, I would say that this one is definitely in the good tier. Like, I would just definitely say that this one was definitely in the good tier. Like, I feel like the press beforehand was definitely, it definitely kind of misconstrued or like, it just misrepresented this movie and made it seem like this movie was gonna be like a box office failure, or just like a failure in general. But I would definitely say watching this movie and keeping an open mind and just being very unbiased of like the live action and whatever, I feel like it definitely put a more good perspective into my mind. Overall, I definitely say like I would give this movie a C rating, and I would just give this movie like a good tier. Yeah, I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I hope you guys watch the movie yourselves if you've seen this review and want to now watch the movie for yourselves and get your own opinion about this movie. I would definitely recommend this movie to anyone. It's definitely a good movie to watch with like your siblings or like yourself in general. And yeah, I would definitely recommend it. So yeah, hope you guys like this video. Hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And see you guys in the next one.